I'm Dr. Nirmala from Vaikunta Balega College of Law. I can understand you are looking at me with great contempt. Okay, I'm the third speaker and I may drill you more. No, I wish to say that I'm not going to do that. I will finish my speech when you feel like, within 10 minutes, right? Okay. So I wish to, Honorable Justice, Ma'am, Secretary, Legal Services Authorities Act, Srimati Kaveri Madam, and lecturer, Dr. Balika, SDM Law College, Mangalore, and Vidya Bhatt, advocate. Today, we are all assembled here to discuss law pertaining to medical termination of pregnancy and domestic violence. And I had prepared that. I was thinking that I'll speak on these topics. But now I decided I will not speak on these topics, these legislations. I wish to tell you a story. When I was very small, my granny used to tell me a story. Before sleeping, you remember your Ajji, ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಮಗೆ. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಈಶ್ವರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ವರ್ ದೇರ್. They had two children. One is Subramanya and Ganapati. You remember. And the thing happened that one day Ishwara got a very precious or very rare fruit, mango fruit. My Ajji used to tell, mango fruit, and both quarreled for it. Ibru makkalalla, twins or the children, they will, that what we call it as, they will fight for that fruit and it cannot be cut. All such things I do not know. My Ajji used to tell, I want this fruit, I want this fruit. So Ishwara said, who will come one round to the whole world will be given this fruit. You must have heard this story. And immediately Subramanya, he had his peacock, he started flying and he started going one round to the whole world. Immediately your Ganesha, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ ಗಣೇಶ? ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ he came one round to the father and the mother and said that, you are my whole world. My father and my mother, you are my whole world and give me the fruit. And do you know what is the result? Who won the competition? Ganesha won the competition. So now the difficulty is, do you agree with this competition? Do you say this competition is right? Now the question is the interpretation. So nowadays what is happening means, wherever you keep any competition, one line you add. What is that line you add? Do you remember? Have you conducted any competition? ಒಂದು ಏನಾರು ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? One line you add. Can you remember? Judge's decision shall be final. No dispute regarding that. So it is just like that of anticipatory bail. Before you commit the offense, you take one bail. Like that. Judge's decision shall be final. So now the thing happened that, I wish to tell that, what is the definition of the concept or the term world? It's the difficulty. So if ever he says that what is world, you have to really go around the world and come back. So the definition is not at all given. So whenever you are reading any legislation, it is very, very important to know, to understand the definition of that particular domestic violence we speak about, termination we speak about, termination of medical, termination of pregnancy we speak about. Everywhere, whatever the legislation you are reading, first very, very important thing is you have to understand the definition. Now I am talking about law. Now I wish to ask you, we have come here, we have assembled here to know about, to have legal awareness program. So now I am asking you, do you know what is the meaning of law? ಕಾನೂನು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Do you know what is law? Can anybody help me in defining what is law? If you do not know, I will tell. Law means rules and regulations which will regulate the behavior of a person. It's a do's and don'ts. Rules and regulations. Rules means do this, do this, do this. Regulations means don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Do's and don'ts which will regulate. Here we are not at all using controlling. Regulating. Sit inside this hall. Attend this program. You can do anything. This is, you will not dance here. You will not go out. So this is regulating. Controlling means you shouldn't move. You should sit like this only. It is controlling. But law is regulating. You can swing your hand very freely. Do you know what is the second half? Do you know the second half of this? You can swing your hand freely. ನೀವು ಕೈಯನ್ನು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ತಿರುಗಿಸಬಹುದು. Do you know the second half of it? Till it reaches the nose tip of another person. You can use law. You can do anything. You can do anything of your choice till it interferes into the affairs of another person. That is law. And do's and don'ts which will regulate the external behavior of a person. Why we should use person only? Why can't we use human beings? Person includes joint Hindu family, corporation, state, and institutions, so many things. So now we understood that law is there. It is do's and don'ts. It will regulate all the people. Now, the next question is, what is justice? Justice, ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ನ್ಯಾಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? I'll give you some situations. A person, he works in a bank. He works in a private bank as a sweeper. ಒಂದು ಗುಡಿಸೋ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. He works for 30 days. He gets 7,000 rupees. He has to go by a bus. He boards the bus. On the 30th, on the date 30th, he gets his salary, complete salary. He tries to board into a bus. By that time, a pickpocketer will be there. He picks the pocket of that person, takes away all the 7,000 rupees, and you will find him. And Manipal institution, 7 to 5 boys are there. What do you do? When you find a person picking the pocket of another person, you caught hold of him, what do you do? What do you do? What will you do? You are tired listening? What do you do? What will you do? What will you do? You just catch hold of him and beat him nicely. Then what do you do? You will take him to a police station. Am I right? You will take him. Why? What is the offense he has done? He is very hungry. He doesn't have a job. He has to have some money. Why do you take him to a police station? Why he has to be punished? The next question I'll ask you. So the husband and wife are married happily living. After 10 years, the couple get two children. They get 2 children, a boy studying in 8th standard, girl studying in 4th standard. They are living very happily, and it happened to be a situation that a reception joins to his office. He falls in love with the receptionist. He wants to marry her, and this husband says one fine morning, I don't like you, I just hate you, you will take care of the children and I will marry that receptionist. 10 ವರ್ಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಚೂರು ಚಂದ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅವಳು ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀ ಚಂದ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೋ, you take care of my children and I will marry again. What do you say? Is it correct? What the husband is doing is correct? It's not correct. Now the thing is that here comes, if at all you say that, yeah, anyway, a husband, a man wants his wife to be always beautiful. She is not at all beautiful. She takes care of the child. Why I should be with her? If at all you say that, do you think it is justiciable? It can be justifiable, but is it justiciable? Then the question is, what is justice? What is justice? Tell me, what is justice? Justice is, always you find in the court, a balance will be there. How the balance should be? It is making a balance. Balance between what? Individual's selfishness and societal interest. What is justice means? It is making a proper balance between individual's selfishness and society's interest. If ever you allow that person, okay, he is hungry, his sister is not feeling well, he has to get money, so he picked the pocket of another person, let's not punish him. What will happen? Next day he will do. Next day he will do. One fine morning he will establish a college. When he writes the board, pickpocket will be taught here. Who knows? That may happen. What will happen? Selfishness will amount. It increases. So we want a justice. I am talking to you. Are you following me? ನಾ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಬೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? How I am talking to you? How I am conveying what all the things that are there in my mind to you? I am using a language. Which language I am using? Kannada I am using, English I am using. Please remember, in order to give justice to the people, madam, she is using law in order to impart justice. Did you understand? Law is used as a media to impart justice to you. So the purpose of law is to give justice to the individuals. Now the next question is, who will find out that what is justice and what is not justice? In India, some situation exists. The Balika madam was explaining about the Constitution of India. When Constitution came into existence, the position in India, they studied a lot. They took 2 years to study the situation, unity in diversity, all the things you have studied in your history books. ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಬರುವಾಗ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಸಂವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ಬರೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನನ್ನು ಅವರು ಗಮನಿಸಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಂವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ತಂದರು. Please remember, when our constitution came into existence, our preamble to the constitution spoke about the thing. The first line of the preamble just says that we the people of India who solemnly resolve to constitute our country to be a sovereign, secular, democratic republic. Secular was not at all there. Sovereign, socialistic, democratic and republic. This was the first line which was there. Every word I can give you 3 hours lecture on all these words. But please remember, when our constitution came into existence, first we wanted to give justice. First we wanted to give equality, distributive justice. Aristotle speaks about distributive justice. What is distributive justice means? Inequality arises when equals are treated unequally and unequals are treated equally. So what was our first purpose was to give justice to the people. Then when justice has to be given, equality is very important. Equality, justice and fraternity. Fraternity andre bhratritva, brotherhood. Okay, these are all the 3 purposes. When justice has to be given, equality is a component of justice. So first they felt that fundamental rights to be given. Fundamental rights were given. Right from Article 12 to Article 33 we have fundamental rights. Now what is the difference between a civil right and a fundamental right? Civil right means, I am your tenant. You have examination. I have a tape recorder. So loudly I will put the switch on the songs, you cannot study. So you say that I will take you to the court. This is a civil case. Okay, what is fundamental rights? Fundamental rights are those rights which are there in your hand as a remote control. So you are using fundamental right as a remote control to control the government. Fundamental right, you cannot exercise it against another individual, but you are exercising it against the government. Okay, so in the fundamental rights, Article 15 of the Constitution said that no discrimination shall be made only on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. So no discrimination shall be made. So when Constitution came into existence, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ತಾರತಮ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, no discrimination shall be made. 15A and 15B said that no discrimination shall be made in public places, public guards, hotels, etc. In those days, untouchability was there. In the hotel, if at all a person belonging to the lower caste goes, means he used to be served coffee in a coconut shell. All such thing, discrimination should be avoided. So this was 15.1 and 15B when Constitution came into existence. Please remember, I wish to tell you that if ever a community has to be destroyed, a country has to be destroyed, it is very, very easy if you destroy the women population in that country. If ever people are to be disturbed, if at all you destroy the woman in a country, then the whole country will be into dogs. So what? After that, Champakam Dorairajan versus State of Madras, a case came before the court. In that case, in Madras, they kept a reservation, they provided reservation, so people approached the court of law. In Champakam Dorairajan case, it was held that reservation is unconstitutional because 15.3 and 15.4 were not at all there in the constitution. So they said that providing reservation is unconstitutional, they provide. But after that, first amendment came into existence. In the first amendment, if at all you go through Constituent Assembly debates, there they speak about what madam was telling, how women are to be protected. This is what we call it as protective discrimination. Discrimination, I agree. Discrimination is very much there. But what sort of discrimination it is there? It is protective discrimination. ರಕ್ಷಣಾತ್ಮಕ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ. ಹೆಂಗಸರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ರಿಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಂಗಸರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಂಥದ್ದು? ಎ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್, 2 children elope, a child below 14 years and a boy 16 years, they elope, they go together, they will stay somewhere. and a law has come into existence, POCSO law. It says that the girl is not to be punished and the boy is punished. Recently, do you know adultery case? In adultery case, adultery amounts to the husband and wife. The husband has a legal relationship with the wife of another person. The husband is punished. The wife will not be punished for abetment. Were you knowing this? And recently, the Supreme Court said that no. So, in certain cases, there is protective discrimination. In certain cases, there is equality. So, why this is so? A question may arise in your mind. Why this is so? In some cases, you say that the boys are only to be troubled. And in some cases, you say that both are equal. It is because of an institution we have that we call it as Law Commission of India. They will be studying the situations in India. How many cases that are taking place. Please remember, till in those days, dowry had become very rampant in India. People used to take dowry. And whenever they used to take dowry, immediately after 1 year or 2 years, the girl used to be killed. Yavaga nodiru stove will burst in their house. Why I do not know. They will not use gas stove or other sort of domestic stoves. There used to be, the girl will be killed. When the girl is killed, immediately he will get married. And do you know, in certain circumstances, what used to happen means the parents used to give the second child, that is the second daughter, to the same person. That used to happen. So again, take dowry. So by watching all these things, the Law Commission recommended that there should be a law. Dowry Prohibition Act came into existence. There used to be domestic violences. I'll tell you one example in my house. So a person, Sanjeeva Pujari, sold this site to me. And I came. I built a house in Udupi. I'm from Mysore. We built a house. And there the Sanjeeva Pujari will drink a lot. Sari kudiyudu. Kudubittu, he will come home and he will beat his wife. All her 32 teeth, had been removed because of he used to beat. Once what happened, I went. Some noise I am hearing. I went. I went and the door is open. He is beating his wife. And I asked, Sanjeeva Pujari, loudly I asked, what are you doing? You are beating your wife? It is not at all correct. I will call the police. Police ranna karitane, henti koditiya. I asked. The wife will be beaten by him. She will fall down. She will make her husband to stand up. Again he will beat. She will fall down. He also falls down. Why? He is drunk. Amaldara agogidane. I scolded. Ye hodida hore nanu sonte takondu hoditane, I said. If at all you don't stop your wife, beating your wife, I'll bring a stick and beat. Do you know what that lady said? Nanna ganda nanage hodiyudu, nimge enta madam. My husband is beating me. Why you are bothered, ma'am? He is my husband and I am his wife. Till 2005, law could only enter till upon your threshold of the house. Law couldn't go beyond that. Beyond that, law couldn't. Now we have Domestic Violence Act. If at all any violence is taking place in any person, inside the house, you can go and say that why you are showing. So you must have seen one advertisement, very nice it is. A person hears a girl screaming inside a house, he just goes and rings the bell. You must have seen that, very meaningful advertisement. So that is domestic violence. So I'm telling, Law Commission is there. It will just observe the things. It takes several cases into consideration. They decide what should be the law. And madam decides how the law should be decided. In that case, I'll tell you, cruelty is there. So you must have heard about cruelty. Cruelty is a concept which is punished in Indian Penal Code. Madam Balika was telling. Cruelty is a concept that is punished under Hindu law also. So now what is the meaning of cruelty? Definition we do not know. In some cases it was held that mental cruelty, physical cruelty, all such things. So now, closer to Kundapur, Karnataka Law Journal, this case has come into existence and has been recorded. Closer to Kundapur, Manipal students may be knowing it is a place closer to Udupi. So the thing happened that the marriage took place and they are very rich. A beautiful daughter-in-law came to the house. And as usual, she is a very stylish girl. And the next day, guests will be coming and visiting the girl. And the mother-in-law will be very happy. What the mother-in-law wants the daughter to be means like Venkataramana of Tirupati. How she should be means, artha agtada? ಸೊಸೆ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅತ್ತೆಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಸಮ್ಮನಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ತಿರುಪತಿ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಒನ್ ನೆಕ್ಲೆಸ್, ಬಿಗ್ ಚೈನ್ಸ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ವೇರ್. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ವೇರ್ ಕಾಂಜೀವರಂ ಸ್ಯಾರಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ರೌಂಡ್ ಟು ತುಳಸಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ that all such things was her requirement. And the thing happened that 1 week she did like that. After that also guests used to come. ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು, ಆಮೇಲೂ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರು. ಆಗನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವಳು ಕಾಂಜೀವರಂ ಸೀರೆ 6 ಮೀಟರ್ ಇದ್ದು ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ವೇರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ವೇರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಶಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಶಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, how she used to use in the college days, and she had a thin line of Mangal Sutra, and she sat very comfortably in her house, and the mother-in-law looked at her. "Ah, what is this? You are the daughter-in-law of a very reputed guttu maneddu sose neenu. You are the very..." She started scolding that, not scolding, she started what is that, lamenting, "My son is this and my father is this, my grandfather was this, he was the leader of this," everything she started. What this girl did, she went to upstairs, started writing. What all the things, ಏನೇನು ಅವರು ಅತ್ತೆ ಏನೇನು ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಶಿ ರೋಟ್, took a rope, she hanged herself. She committed suicide. Immediately people came to know, open terrace will be there, open sit out like. She hanged, and neighbors saw it. They immediately informed the doctor, police came, and within 7 years of marriage, if a girl dies with suspicious circumstances, immediately the husband and others will be arrested. Now tell me, is it cruelty? What do you say? Definition of cruelty. Is it cruelty? Is it cruelty? Very nice. A.V. Chandrasekhar sir Sahebru was the judge there, and immediately, how to save them? Which advocate will save them? Only the definition of cruelty. So cruelty says that physical torture, mental torture, and the parents of the girl came. They said that the mother-in-law is very good and the boy is also very good. They never asked for a dowry. These dialogues, saved the parents-in-laws. So this is a case. So like that, why? What is the purpose of law? The purpose of law, Dowry Prohibition Act is there. POCSO Act is there. Or your, that is harassment at workplace is very much there. So boys will be asking me, "What madam, wherever we go, we find so many laws which are detrimental to the interests of the boys. We fear to talk to a girl." And please remember, once I was a student, public prosecutor came to our college. He said, whatever the law, we were talking now, with madam we were talking. So whatever the law we have to explain, first we have to explain those laws to the boys. Boys must understand. These are all the laws that are existing. And madam was telling, Domestic Violence Act is there, The word, in the beginning it just says that it is giving violence to the woman, not alone to the woman, not alone the person who, it is not that the boy is showing violence. If ever a lady shows domestic violence to another lady, she is also punished. So you shouldn't feel that domestic violence is only against the man. But regarding harassment, sexual harassment of women at workplace, it is a law which clearly says that in the workplace, a lady is harassed, lady is differently treated, then there is a punishment. So please remember, there are two things. First one is local inquiry committee will be there, internal inquiry committee will be there. They will just look into the facts of the case. Very, very important, they will look into the facts of the case. So nobody should feel that it is injustice is taking place for a boy, injustice is taking place in that, or that law is not at all valid. Please remember, when once a law has been made, the law will be made in order to keep, in order to protect people in certain circumstances. So many cases might have taken place. Sexual harassment might have taken place in offices. So in order to protect the weaker persons involved there, not all the girls are weak. Not all the girls who go in for jobs are weak. But there may be percentage or more, so that these laws come into existence. So right from the beginning, please remember another thing. Till 2007, old men were not at all protected. ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ, ಹೇರಂಚೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಭಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ದರು. ಹಿ ಆಸ್ಡ್ ಮಿ, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎ ವುಮನ್, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಯು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ದಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಎ ಡಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ. Dowry Prohibition Act, Sexual Harassment Act, POCSO Act, everything you are speaking about a girl. How about old people? Are they not human beings? We don't have any legislations pertaining to old people. ಒಂದು ಅಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಅತ್ತೆ, ದಿ ಮದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ, ವೇರ್ ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ? He asked me a question. Please remember, 2007 we have a law. Can anybody tell me? A law is there to protect senior citizens. Do we have a law? Do we have a law? Do you know how to protect? Your parents are there. You go to America. Your mother, your daughter, your wife will come back. She says that gift all the property to us. Mother or the parent, out of love, they gift the property. And you, the children, will treat the parents. Then what is the law? So, 2007, a law has been passed. So now, what is the purpose of law? When cases of ill-treating senior citizens are more rampant, a law has come into existence. We cannot blame any law. A law is always there in order to impart justice. So when a law has been made, law straight away will not punish a person. Judiciary is there. They will take the case into consideration. They consider whether it is a civil case or criminal case. Do you know the difference between civil case and criminal case? All the cases which come before the court can be divided into two, broadly into two, civil case and criminal case. Tell your name, please. Hitesh. Yeah. Hitesh is staying in my house. He is not at all giving rent. He is torturing me. He is troubling me. So I go to the court against Hitesh. This becomes a civil case. This is a case between two persons. Infringement of my right, of my speech, etc., etc. So it is civil case. If ever one day, yes. No, you are not the consumer there. Yeah, it is house rent. So it's a civil case. Consumer case is a civil case. So criminal case, in order to distinguish between civil case and criminal case, the main criteria is what is the remedy you want. Okay, so now the thing is that to some extent, not to the 100%, you will be riding your bike and you purposely, you dislike me, you come and hit me while riding the bike, and I'll be admitted to the Manipal hospital. I spend 50,000 rupees and police come, and it is, I can decide what I want. I can say that Hitesh has injured, my leg has been broken, so I want him to be punished, him to be imprisoned. It becomes criminal case. I want compensation. When I require the compensation, it becomes civil case. So like this, I wanted to tell you, whatever the law we study, you know, domestic violence, madam was telling, medical termination of pregnancy act came into existence. Here, earlier, in the Indian Penal Code, I wish to tell about Indian Penal Code. Shall I continue or not continue? You decide and tell me. You have questions? Afternoon. Yeah, madam is there, so madam will speak. And okay, if you have questions, just note it down. I'll give you clarification regarding that. And one I wish to tell you that a very, very important law you have, that is Indian Penal Code. It is a criminal code which punishes for offences. What is offence? What is crime? So many things are there to explain. Definitions are very important. And the thing happened on 12th December 2012. Can anybody remember? 12th December 2012. Yeah, because of that, Indian Penal Code was amended. Several offences and punishments were included, added to it. And please remember, what is very, very important, there should be a law. Then offense should have taken place. Then only punishment is possible. So if ever a wrongful act has been done, doesn't carry any law, then no punishment. That happened in the case of IT Act. Before 2000, we had no act at all to punish cyber offences. Okay, so I'm very happy. I'm really very much grateful. ಎಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದಿನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದೆ. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ to talk about the medical termination of pregnancy act, etc. But when I found these people who are from different that is courses, I felt I should speak very, very generally. I do not know. I must have taken 20 minutes. I do not know. Okay, shall I stop here? Be louder. Shall I stop? Shall I stop? Okay, thank you very much.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon everyone. Actually I do not know what to speak. Afternoon actually we have a question and answers. So probably I would like to take the questions at that time. All the speakers have already in general they have given an idea about law and a few acts also. So I would like to speak in Kannada. ಸುಮಾರು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಹಲೋ ಓಕೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಹಂಡ್ರೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ನಾವು MTP ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ 1971 ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ 1971 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಅಬೋರ್ಷನನ್ನು ಹೇಗಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹುಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡುತ್ತೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಭಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣುಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಬೋರ್ಷನನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟನ್ನು ತರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅನುಪಾತ ಇದೆ, 100 ಜನ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದರೆ 10-12 ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದಾಗ ಇದೊಂದು ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಸೈನು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಬೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಲೀಗಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಲೀಗಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಆಗಿತ್ತೋ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರತ್ತಾ, ಆಗ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋರ ಹತ್ರ ಸಹ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಬೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾನಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಗರ್ಭಕೋಶಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗಿಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾರೆ, MTP ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ವುಮೆನ್ನಿಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಮಗು ಬೇಡ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಡ? ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಬ್ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರೇಪ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂತ್ರಸ್ತ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಸೆಪ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಗು ತನಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. 12 ವೀಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಅವಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಮಗು ಬೇಡ ತೆಗೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ನರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ 12 ವಾರಗಳ ನಂತರ ಅವಳು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ತನಗೆ ಮಗು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದರೆ, 22 ವಾರ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 20 ವಾರದ ಒಳಗೆ, ಆಗ ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಮಗು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ 2 ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದು, ಇವಳಿಗೆ ಮಗು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ 2 ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವಳು ಆ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಬೋದು. ಈಗ ರೀಸೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಈಗ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿದೆ, 24 ವಾರಗಳ ತನಕ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿದು ಸಾರಾಂಶ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿಗ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನು 2-3 ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. I would like to speak on that also. See, there are some important acts which probably we may not be knowing. As Madam was saying about the Citizenship Act, ಯಾವುದು ಪಾಲಕರ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ 2007 ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಏಜ್ಡ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏಜ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ 60 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟವರು ಅವರು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಅವರನ್ನು ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಮಗ ಮತ್ತು ಸೊಸೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರನ್ನು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟನ್ನು ದರ್ಜು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತನಕ ತೆಗೆಸಿಕೊಡುವ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಒಂದು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದು ಆಗಿರ್ತಾಳೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಕೇವಲ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲದೆ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಕರಿಗೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದರೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟು. ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಈವನ್ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಷಯ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ನೀವು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, 5-6 ಸಲ ಅದು ಹಾಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ರಿಪೇರಿ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೇವಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲಿಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡದಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ನೀವು ಬೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದರೂ ಅವನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಉಂಟು. ಕೇವಲ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ, ಆ ಹಣ, ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ನೀವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಆ ವಸ್ತುದು ಹಣದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವಕೀಲರನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ವಕೀಲರ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೇವಲ ವಸ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ 10% ಅಂತೇಳಿ 20% ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವೆಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡದೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ನೀವೊಂದು LIC ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಆದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವೀಸಸ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟನ್ನು ದರ್ಜು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆಯಿತು. As see, the question answer will be there in the afternoon session. I would like to take the questions on Consumer Protection Act as well as Senior Citizen or any other act. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಒಟ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಉಪಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಕೇವಲ 2 ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಹ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಕೇವಲ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಕಿವಿಲಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಿವಿಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕಾನೂನುಗಳಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. That would be better, I guess. Thank you.
So I just wanted to clarify again, because we were talking about prostitution and the whole morality thing came up. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to say prostitution itself is not illegal. Public prostitution is illegal. Soliciting is illegal. Pimping is illegal. Curb crawling or whatever is illegal.
That's at least you find it on Wikipedia. I saw it.
It's not on Wikipedia. I looked it up. Okay, listen. So I think it's kind of, when you're talking to a lot of people who also may not know about prostitution because it's not discussed, you have to be a little responsible about it. It's a little technical. No, it's okay. You can respond
Once again,
to me.
See,
no, let me just finish.
See, let us not have a general idea that prostitution is legal. No.
But it
can't be.
Listen, prostitution, it's okay. Just because you're saying it can't be doesn't mean it is not. You did not know.
Just a minute. See, I'll tell you one thing. Now, just because there is no punishment for prostitution, it doesn't mean that it is legal. That is one thing.
Okay. No, here's the thing.
Okay.
So, it's not about punishment. Prostitution itself, privately, 200 whatever meters away from wherever, public place, it is legal if it's private. And you have to make sure that people know, because when you're, because you're the people who are imparting all of this knowledge to people who may not look it up in other places or verify it. So they're getting this information from you. And you're not just doing that, you're also talking about morality and making this a good and bad thing, which is not your job. You cannot tell people.
See, I'm
No.
not telling about morality, I'll tell you.
You-
Morality is a
listen,
relative
okay,
term.
no, here's the
okay?
thing. No, here's the
morality
thing.
is a relative term.
Yeah,
it depends
okay.
on facts and it
No,
goes
morality
from
does
time
not
to time.
depend on facts. Morality does not depend on facts.
Okay, what are you up to? Prostitution or morality? You're mixing facts.
I'm not mixing facts. You
Okay.
are mixing facts. That is your personal problem. My no,
Thank
listen.
you.
Okay.
Thank you for making me
Guys,
understand
don't
my
clap.
personal
No, don't
problem.
clap.
here.
I'm really asking. Yeah, I'm really asking. So, when you're coming here to talk about legal awareness, I think that it's important that you don't get into like morality or what is natural, what is not. I feel like the use of the term natural also is very problematic. You're talking to
Okay.
a lot of people, and as a country, we are progressing like about transgender issues, about LGBTQ issues. When you're using the term natural about gender and sex, which are two different things, by the way, you have to be really careful about it.
Yeah, thank you. I'll look into. Next.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, you have to verify. Like if you don't know, just like read it. It's not, prostitution is not illegal. I just want you to clarify. Of course, the law is vague, okay? I'm not saying it's not. But you just have to verify to people because it's literally your job to do that. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thank you for coming here and talking for a long time. But I think you have to be a little bit responsible because you're imparting knowledge to so many
Okay,
people.
tell me what your problem is.
I just told you. I told you. My problem is that you're not being responsible enough with what you're saying.
Okay.
I think
that
you
is
should
it. That is it.
It's a lot, but yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. I do, respect your opinion. Fine. That is your opinion, like if that is there. See, basically, when we talk about prostitution,
We don't
Yeah.
talk about it, that's the problem, but sure. Carry on.
okay, when we discuss about, prostitution or sex work as such, which is the other way it is called, what happens, what is the situation in Amsterdam or America and the situation in India, so far as the sex work is concerned?
Why are you comparing the two places? I'm talking about India.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Amsterdam or Netherlands. I don't care.
If you say, or if I say, I will not say that prostitution is legal. Because if person in responsible position says that prostitution is legal,
Yeah, but that's not your job. That's not your job. If you're in a responsible position, you are a judge.
See, neither I said it
can't
is
say-
illegal.
if
Did
you're
I
in a
say
res-
that it is? See, it is not like that.
You cannot say that.
Okay, you
it's-
tell me what are you up to. If you have a personal problem with me, like I think
don't
so,
have
we
a-
can discuss it
listen,
like later.
Okay, no, so I don't
So
know
if you have any other questions, like sure.
I don't know you. I'm saying that the fact that you're saying that you're a responsible person, so you shouldn't say that prostitution is not legal, that's a problem.
No, you cannot dictate terms to the judge.
No, I'm
Well,
not
I'm not
sitting
in court.
here. I'm not sitting here as a judge.
As a law, reading of the law, okay, if you are reading the law, how you can conclude, and if you're not reading the law, if you are
Okay, you just tell
No,
me.
okay.
I'll just give an example. Okay, I'm not into legal and illegality issue of the prostitution.
That's literally your job. I'm
One
sorry.
second. Like, first, I think so. You should come to a conclusion as to what clarification you want.
I do. I have my clarity.
So I'll ask one simple question. Now, take for example, if we are discussing about prostitution, there will be a person who will be engaged in sex work, male and female. I'm talking about both. Prostitution can be by both, like it is male, female, or by a transgender also, for that matter. Now, a person who approaches a prostitute, what do you call him or her?
A client.
Client or a customer, right? Client or customer. Now, suppose if the prostitute doesn't give the required services.
Okay. So,
Suppose if the prostitute, he or she, okay, he, she or transgender, doesn't give the required services, can you approach the court of law or a consumer court stating that I have paid and like my services are not being provided?
Ma'am, I think when
No, first answer my question and then I think so, like, yes.
I just want to answer your question in terms of what you're saying is completely
No, my question is very simple. My question is very simple. A person goes to a prostitute, he or she, let us not even discuss about legality or illegality and all those things. A broad this thing. So you call person who approaches a prostitute is a customer or a client. A client has paid huge money for the services. I don't know about the job, there may be a job description also for that. These are the services which will be provided. All that is done. And the prostitute doesn't give any required service. Now, whether that customer or client can go and complain to the consumer court or to a police station stating that I have paid the money and I have my services, like I have not got the services.
Ma'am, it's
Yes or no?
Ma'am, I would like to elaborate through words and not just yes or no. And
I see, I'm asking
No,
a simple question to you.
Ma'am,
Give me simple
ma'am,
answers.
the point is, I think also you also know that like the law is open to interpretation in one sense, and that you can, some things are not black
See,
and
the
white.
law
and
is not open to interpretation.
Ma'am, I just would like to complete. When you're saying this, that can a person approach the consumer court, that also means that there has to be a provision wherein, like, we're all talking in like hypothetical situations, because what you're asking is in a
Hypothetical.
No.
Okay, ma'am, the point is prostitutes don't have their rights protected. If the prostitutes' rights also need to be protected if someone wants to approach saying this. We don't have a framework within which, like, there is an approved framework that is understood. Like, people don't even want to talk about that this is an issue.
Who told you? We talk a lot about it.
Okay, so just for your information.
In the legal field, we discuss a lot about prostitutes
Okay,
and
so
their rights.
just for your information, yeah, people can go to the consumer court for it. So you can look it up.
No, I will ask you which law under you are coming here. Which is the law you are specifying here?
No, can you go to a consumer court or to the court of law or to the police station, even a police station?
I will ask you under which law you are
I think a lot of cases that, like, the.
going into Wikipedia and reading and some general statement, you cannot bring
I'm not going to Wikipedia just for your information.
And even presumptions cannot be made.
I did Google. Listen.
No, that is why resource person is here to give you awareness.
See, what happens
Yeah, well,
is, I'll
if you're
tell
a
you.
bad resource person, that's not my problem.
See, why, like, initially I made a comparison between American situation and the Indian situation is, in America and especially in Amsterdam, you get a license you get a license to do the jobs. Even in India, I want to carry some profession, I have to get a license for it. I have
why
to
don't we have-
see, for example, if you are in a medical profession, you are governed by the Indian Medical Council, which grants a license. You want to be in legal profession, there you have to get a license. Now tell me whether there is any government establishment which provides license to the prostitutes. Even liquor for that matter, alcohol is a licensed, regulated.
Ma'am,
Yeah, please.
I'd like to clarify both the points of view.
Yeah, sure.
For a
Sure,
second,
like,
because
yes.
there's a huge amount of discrepancy in the discussion here.
Yeah, sure, please.
And it is a little emotionally charged, I understand that. Okay, now at this point, when we're talking about the legality of prostitution, and we're talking about how you said that you cannot approach a consumer court with any grievances or any sort of, basically dissatisfaction a customer might have. When we're talking about any sort of organization or institution or service provision being legal, I believe there is a two-part system here. There has to be one part that is essentially permitting that the existence of the service, and the second part has to be the regulation and essential government provisions for the proper and efficient application and continuation of that service. Because if something is legal, then it needs to also be understood by the court of law. And in that manner, prostitution in this country and at that larger scale is not discussed at all. And when we're talking about it being legal in a private sense, I understand that I am not knowledgeable enough about it to talk about it. But from what I've heard and from the counter arguments I've heard, I can surmise enough that when we're talking about it being in a private space, it's vague enough for it to be legal. If I can put it that way. Yeah? It's vague enough to be legal. Because there is no direct confrontation that can be, made by any prosecution, like any prosecutor or any. No.
Okay. Like, got it, like, okay.
No, I'm talking about someone trying to accuse of illegality. Yeah. That prosecution, not prostitution. So in that manner, I believe discussion needs to take place about the regulation of such institutions.
See, basically, there are no regulations or licenses for prostitution.
It's an open way, but I'm just saying that there is always place for improvement wherever we are, right? Like, our point as a society or whatever it is so that we can include more and more people, and so that more and more people feel safe within the law. Like, that's the idea. The fact that we have, I'm saying, so like, I'm not against the law in any sense in that way. In fact, if anything, I want more people, like the point of the point of the seminar is so that, like, today you sat and explained all of these domestic violence laws to us very clearly in simple language. There is a need for this, right? And so that, because you also want more people to be able to approach these laws which are there, so that these grievances can be solved in a way that are regulated, etc. Like you said. So our point is that when you take, like, there's an ambiguity with that law regarding prostitution. Right.
See,
so
that is
when, our point here, at least I think when I speak for Bhanu and I, when we're saying this, we're saying that by saying no, it's not legal, but then it is, and there's a grey area, and there is not a clear demarcation, perhaps.
Because of that grey area, the security of those women.
Exactly, and so there are many, like, for example, there are many NGOs that are working towards creating spaces where these women have provisions to, like, approach the law. And also, we all know for a matter of fact that as a woman, these laws might exist. It might be a matter of us not having access or knowledge about these laws, but it also might have to do with the fact that our society, as everyone has mentioned today, we live in a patriarchal society, and the point is that there are certain mentalities which don't allow for, like, there are so many instances where people want to report domestic violence and where there are police officers who will not register the FIR, for example. And so that's in a situation where people are legally married, like, the age of consent, they're having like sexual relations or whatever it is, and it's all within the framework of law, right? And I'm not even bringing in the fact that marital rape is legal or anything like that. I'm not bringing that into this discourse at all. What I'm saying is that you have a thing like prostitution. There are also people, they're women, they're men, they're trans people, they're across the spectrum. They also, like, it's not, because of their work, that does not mean that they don't deserve protection under the law, which should protect. No, please, I'm sorry.
See,
no, and
protection
so
of sex workers is a different issue
no, but
from being
my,
legalized.
no, one last thing, ma'am, sorry. But, like, the thing is that when I'm talking about this, we say that women itself find it, like it's good that we have women police stations now, right? Like, women are in a safe, like, have, like, a small, like, there are more, like, laws that provide a space where women feel safe. Like, it's also like a society thing, it's a mentality thing. So the fact that there's no, like, clear demarcation about this whole prostitution thing, whether it's legal or not,
yes,
and
then
there's an additional stigma attached to it. So my point is not that, oh, like, the law is horrible when it comes. I'm saying that we need to look at the fact that there needs to be more that is done towards clarifying and making that law more clear and, like, more concrete so that people can use it.
See, that is the reason why I was giving a comparison between India and America. In Amsterdam, prostitution is licensed. You know, there are licensed, like, people get licensed to carry prostitution. But the same thing, we don't have it in India. That is what I'm telling. See, that is what I'm telling. Like, you don't have any remedy there. You don't have any remedy there. Like, if a person is not satisfied or he doesn't get the service, he or she doesn't get the service.
Okay, ma'am.
See,
the question that they're posing is not about it being a satisfaction or service.
No, no, no. Why I'm telling is, see,
Listen, okay.
I mean,
But, okay,
I
no, no, no.
appreciate, see, I appreciate the present generation is more open-minded. That
It's
is
not
like
about
absolutely
being,
no
okay,
issues.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me just clarify. First, I apologize for being a little aggressive, but I really feel that the reason I asked you that question was because you brought it up. My concern is not with satisfaction of customers or their dissatisfaction. My question is when you are talking about prostitution, because it is a vague law, but it is legal in a vague sense, which I mentioned twice. No.
Prostitution. First tell me, what is the meaning of prostitution?
Listen, that's not my question. No, okay.
Prostitution
No.
need to be clarified before claiming
Okay,
to be
it's
right or wrong.
it's sex work, ma'am. I think we all know what it is.
Sex
Not
work
just
for
the
what?
Sex work.
Sex
It is
work
not
for
just
what?
Sex work. Sex work is different. If you are
Yeah,
doing
but
sex
that's
for
work.
money,
But that is work. That's the literal definition of work is you're getting money in return for it.
money
Yeah,
in return for that.
that's a job. That's a job is my, no.
That's a
Yeah,
personal
correct. No.
Implications of it.
There are so many implications to many things. My point that I have been making, no, okay, ma'am, I'm not here to answer your questions. With all due respect, I just want to say, no, yeah, that's true.
And we cannot agree for that.
You don't have to. I'm not saying you should agree.
Law is.
But it's not. That's so my point, and I'm making.
And maybe that there is a proposal. Now,
No,
now
okay.
what I am understanding is that there is a 1 minute.
No, let me just.
There is a proposal from the part. 1 minute. There is a proposal from the part of the community. Changes are taking place. There is a need for law which regulates even prostitution. Maybe. That is what is the demand. Because see, there was a situation. Madam was giving an example. Cyber law in 2002 it has been implemented. Even earlier to that, cyber cafes were working. In internet we were transacting. Lots of wrongs were happening. Okay, but it was not regulated. That does not mean that it is legal or illegal. You cannot recognize it as a legal. The wrong is a wrong. Then once the Cyber Information Technology Act came into effect, they say that these acts which you do within the purview are considered as wrongs. Remaining are rights. Rights are not recognized. Only wrongs are recognized. Even within
I understand your point, ma'am.
prostitution.
I understand your point.
No, we understand what the society is expecting. Society is moving ahead and different forms of works are happening. Okay, even that need to be recognized by the law. Because it's a basics of law if you are looking into,
Ma'am,
law and morality goes hand in hand. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, one more thing. Sir,
No, as we have
okay, I understand, ma'am, your point.
law and
Ma'am, one minute.
morality go hand in hand, and the word morality has got no specific meaning. It changes along with
Ma'am, 1 minute.
the society.
I understand what you said.
Yesterday's morality is
Give
not
me-
today's morality. Today's morality will not be tomorrow's morality.
Ma'am, okay. Ma'am, 1 minute. Okay, ma'am, this is a this is a stage where there is always interpretation of law, and this is a stage where people like us who wants an open stage to discuss about various things happening in society get a chance. And you people are experts.
No, not at all. We are here very specifically to talk about only the existing laws and lacunas in the law.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are not here to
Yeah, we
discuss
are-
on what is not there.
No. Ma'am, laws interpretations are different.
I request all of you to open, like you can check out on your mobiles and please see Immoral Prevention of Trafficking
Okay, ma'am.
Act.
Okay.
1 second.
No. Okay.
Open the
no,
act
no,
first.
Just give me.
Open the act. Please open the act.
I have
One
opened
second,
it,
one
ma'am.
second,
What
one
should I
second.
read? I have opened
1
it.
second. Okay.
Huh.
Immoral Traffic Act.
Yeah, I've opened it.
Okay. Now go to the definition part.
Huh. So
Section
there is
2.
So there is 1956, and then there's an amendment in 2006.
What I'm asking you is to go to the definition part.
Yeah, I am.
Scroll down.
Huh.
Page 2. It's the section 2 definitions.
Yeah.
You got the definitions?
Yeah.
Okay. Scroll down another, go for definition 2F. 2F.
I
Read the definition 2F. All of you who have got the definition parts. Immoral Trafficking Act and the definition part.
1 second.
Just a second. When I'm talking about law, I'll hold the law in hand and talk. Yes. Just a minute. Please read out the definition.
One
part.
second. I'm just opening a credible website.
So I'll tell you one. The title is Immoral Traffic (Prevention Act 1956).
What's the website name?
You can get it on Google, like
But we can't use any website. now.
India code.
No, ma'am.
Go for gov.in.
Okay, so
It will be the same. Like PDF
Huh.
file will be the same.
I'm supposed to read 2F.
2F. What it is? 2F. Can you read it, please?
Special police officer means that one?
No, not special police officer. 2F.
That's what's 2F. no?
F. B. C.
Prostitution
F.
means.
Prostitution means.
Huh.
Okay, read.
Okay.
Can you read it aloud for the benefit of
Yeah.
others?
Okay, so I'm reading. Prostitution means the sexual exploitation or abuse of persons for commercial purpose, and the expression prostitute shall be construed accordingly.
Okay. So now.
Okay, I just like
One
to
second,
clarify
one second, one
prostitution.
second.
They're talking about trafficking, not about sex work, which are two different things.
No. You don't change your stand. On first you are talking about prostitution and now you come to sex work like.
Ma'am,
One
okay,
second.
I just have one question.
He works at an NGO and he wants to speak. He's speaking from an NGO.
Ma'am, I'll
Excuse
tell
me,
no,
you
no.
people might be working with the
No,
NGO.
I own NGO.
I work for the sex work also.
I understand.
As a member secretary,
None-
I have sex workers as paralegal volunteers in my team.
Good,
so
ma'am,
you can
but-
tell me like, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Problem is, you say things are different, but all the things are linked. It is all linked. We don't see the link. We don't see the pattern. That is the major problem
to
of framing a law.
understand, listen, 1 second. To understand a term, okay, some meaning you want to understand. You want to understand a word. The word is prostitution. So generally where you will go? You will go to the dictionary. First thing you will go to the dictionary. And if you want to know the legal definition of it, you will have to go to the act.
Ma'am, okay.
Now she has read out like what is meant by prostitution. So that prostitution is the only thing which all of us will be speaking about. Now can you read it once more, like loudly please, what do you understand? See, this is for the benefit of the all under the act. The definition as understood under the act.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
reading it. Prostitution means the sexual exploitation or abuse of persons for commercial purpose, and the expression prostitute shall be construed accordingly.
So, okay, so I just want to clarify just one last time because you seem to be taking me out of context. I'm saying that when you spoke about prostitution, that is problematic simply because we don't talk about prostitution in this country. So now when we're talking about the law, sex work itself is not illegal. That is legal. But pimping is illegal. No, listen, please.
Prostitution is not legal because you check out the
no,
definition.
Okay. No, just give.
See
Okay,
the
ma'am,
definition.
the
1 second.
word-
Now just a minute. Can you give that mobile to her and if you have, like, just read it out. Just read it out.
Ma'am, we just read it out. I'm just saying that this all started with me pointing out one thing, with just
No,
saying
like, see,
that-
they are not.
no,
Let us have an
Ma-
open discussion.
No, I know,
like,
I
of
know, I know.
course,
I'm
yes.
just saying, like, I'll just tell where I picked this up from because you did not start talking about it here, right? I just picked it up because you were talking about child pornography and things like that.
No, I didn't. I never picked
You
up on that.
you were speaking at one point,
It's
like
about
briefly.
WOXO, child abuse.
But after that you also spoke about this and you used the word sex work in that context. Yes, ma'am. You can check the recording. You can check the recording. Like that, honestly.
Okay, fine,
I'm just
fine.
saying. So
Huh.
this is where that came out of, and I would like to thank you for telling us to use the correct terminology and that prostitution. And we read that out. And honestly, I apologize for not reading that.
No, you need not. You need
no.
not
I'm just saying
apologize,
genuinely.
like,
See, like, the
absolutely.
point is, I want to give credit where credit is due. Our point here is that when we are talking about legality, and we are talking about a thing that is something that affects basically half the population, if you think about it, and therefore we were using the word sex work and prostitution interchangeably, and I apologize for that
You can't
confusion.
use that. Like, okay,
Yeah,
that
no,
is it.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to clarify so that whatever points are being made now, like we have taken into consideration the clarification that you've given us. So that's all I want to say.
See, that is the anomaly so far as the sex work is concerned. You know, it is why we say that it is not legalized because there is no license for it. You know, like for example, you have alcohol, you have the, all this alcohol and other substance. You have got license for it. But do we have a license for this prostitution?
That is about clarity. Law should provide equal justice to all. Our problem is not with the law, the way it is framed. Our problem is,
Don't use the term prostitute.
we are not debating on it. What we are saying is that when you
this
say
is
law,
a debatable topic
Yeah.
even in the parliament, not
Yeah.
just you.
Understand, ma'am?
But there has been a debate as to whether to give licenses to prostitution or not.
Yeah, ma'am. The problem is when you say we are law bound, doesn't it mean law should provide equal justice to everyone, regardless of their caste, regardless of their community, regardless of the privilege, everything. But what in India we see is we take everyone into an equal plate and say law is equal to everyone. That is where we have a problem. So what we're saying is law is like, just because there is a law, shouldn't we discuss and try to change it, or just blindly follow it?
See, the thing is, when there is law, we have to follow it. Okay? And if you have a problem with the law, listen. If you have a problem with the law and you feel that it is not correct, then it should be put up before proper forum, that is the Honorable Supreme Court, which will decide whether it is the correct or wrong. And the second forum is the people you vote. The second forum is the people you vote, because there are certain policy decisions which they have to take. So if you feel that this law is not correct, okay, there can be a plebiscite on it. Have a plebiscite on it. Plebiscite is you have a public opinion stating that this is not correct law, or this is not justified, this is unjust, or this is not a correct law. Then it has to go through a motion, because what happens is when a law is passed, the general notion is we are all bound by it. We have to follow the law. And if we feel that the law is unjust, all that we can do is criticize and make a protest of it. But the forum is to correct the law, because it has to be corrected at its source. Who passes the law in the country? It is the legislation or in the parliament. So if you want the matter to be taken up to the parliament, then it has to be corrected there. Now just because it is a wrong law and I say that this is a wrong law, I am not going to follow it, people are not going to listen. I mean, you can't say, ki this is a wrong law. Now suppose like you have bought I'll tell you a simple this thing. You got a vehicle from some country which has a right hand drive. You come and start driving here on the right hand. Now you say my vehicle is on the right hand drive, I am going to drive on the right hand only. Whether it is possible for you to follow it? No, isn't it? So for that, what we have to do is, the law has to be corrected at its source. If we say that it is a wrong law, make a plebiscite, or you can even discuss it on open spaces. There are Twitter handles where you can do it, like absolutely no issues in that. So it has to be corrected there. But until then, whatever it is, we have to follow it.
I really need to.
That is it. That is the issue, like.
Just one last question.
Yeah,
ma'am.
please.
To some extent, I agree that you have a understanding of violence against women and the topics we have discussed. My question is, what role National Commission for Women, as you are representing that, has played when it comes to vulnerable union territories such as Kashmir, when women women were domestically violated, and also they were violated by ASPA forces members. Why not special commission has been demanded by National Commission for Women in that case for Kashmir region, and not even a single officer has been presented under civil court? What kind of egalitarian...
See, so far as Kashmir is concerned, till recently, until that Article 377 was scrapped, nobody could touch it. 377, Article 370. Article 370, till it was scrapped in the parliament, nobody could touch Kashmir because it could have its own individual laws.
No,
So that is the reason why, in spite of the fact there was Indian Penal Code, in spite of the fact that there was all other laws, there will be an opening statement. Okay, Hitesh, in all laws, there was opening statement. This law is applicable throughout India except Jammu and Kashmir. So that was the situation before the article was scrapped. And now, like you have all laws are made equally applicable in Kashmir also. So now definitely situations will change. Of course, yes, they had so many issues. I can understand there were so many issues. They were not able to get protection of general laws which were applicable to India. That is because there was an agreement earlier, between that king who entered into an agreement with the government of India before entering into the union territory. He said, we will not be a part of this country. No law will be a part of Kashmir. So that was an agreement which everyone had to respect. So now after this, the scrapping of Article 370, all laws. So all laws are now equally applicable in Kashmir. It should have been done earlier. Unfortunately, it was not done. So it was left for the parliamentarians to do, and this time they have done it. So you can't expect a change within overnight. When some change takes place or law comes, you can't expect a change overnight. It has to be tested, like you'll have to test it. And then only we can say whether a law is just or unjust or applicable or not.
Thank you so
No,
much.
even National
Thank you
Commission
so much.
couldn't do.
I just want to intervene here. We have just going to break for lunch. Before that, I request my colleague, Dr. Ketki Chaukhani, in joining me to distribute the honorariums to our speakers and certificates to them. Thank you so much.
Kasim Dawood Boy. Renju Mariam Raju. Sonali Suresh. Tom Joseph. Sushant K. Shrija Dasgupta. Guru Prasad R. Guru Prasad R. Mafaz bin Asan. Mafaz bin Asan.
Anyone who can collect the certificates on their behalf? Yeah.
Azra Kaukab. Supriya Bhattara. Okay. Rajesh. Rajesh. Who can take this for Rajesh? Chinmay Taneja. Chinmay Taneja. Is anyone there to collect it for the person? Ashutosh Kumar Gupta. Ashutosh Kumar Gupta. Palak Bandari. Palak Bandari. Pranav Murthy. Pranav Murthy. Is anyone there to collect? Harita Parthasarthi. Harita Parthasarthi. U Pratibha. U Pratibha. She's not there. Oh. Nidhi J. Oh no, I think someone's coming. Vinuta. Mahima Shenoy. Shenoy is Amna. Amrit. Gracie. Tanvi Vishishta. Manita TK. Kavya. Chetna. She's coming. Sonal. Srinidhi. Reshma. Manjula. Sri Lakshmi S. Sudeshna. Soumya K. Sharanya Rao. Sudiksha. Mahima. Nayana. Nivedita Shetty. Vaishaka. Vidisha. And Vrinda.
Upasna Gaba. Antara Sharma. Urvashi Priyadarshini. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Urvashi Priyadarshini. Shivani Tummalapalli. Ashwini Kunder. Abhijit Nair. Okay. Alison Andred. Tino Pana Kuriel. Oh, sorry. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'll say slowly. Lynette Rose. కూర్చుంటావా Jocelyn. Viola. Swati Nayak. I thought there was no Swati. Fabina Hussain. Abhinava Mukherjee. Nairita Das. Asmita Parajuli. Saravanavel Revati. Galela Pragati. Wait, I might be mispronouncing. Oh. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. Galela Pragati. Diksha Thakur. Morvi. Kanchan Mala. Deepti Prabhu. Pratiksha. Rini Mary. Prabhu Datta Shaw. Wow, yeah. Prajwal Prabhu. Kedarnath Angadi. Pooja M. Suraksha Shetty. Sheikh Mohammad Kaju. You can take it. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, sorry. I thought. I'm so. Hani Kumar. Dr. Rabia Basri. Sorry, I was confused. Rohit Raj. Priya Gupta. Shukla SK. Geeta Bhatt. Geeta Bhatt. Is there any? Is there anyone who will collect her certificate? Geeta Bhatt. No? Oh, okay. Sujata. Akanksha. Anaf Elamkulam. Shantanu Srivastava, Shirali Kataria, Deepthi Priyanka, Sharada CSR, Anamika Roy, okay. Anamika Singh, Robin Moses. Anyone collecting his certificate? Bhavna Chaudhary. Anyone collecting her certificate? Bhagyashri Datta. No? Okay. Shreya Abraham. Okay. Eleanor Joseph. No. Okay. Bhumika CG. Our MC. Akhila L. Aditi Gupta. Shri Raksha. Arvind Pannu. Sachin Agarwal. Dharani G. No? Okay. Amla Martin. Vishal Konde. Sneha Sam. Sinchana. Amit Padiyar. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Amit Padiyar. Anvesha Chatterjee. Aditi. Aditi. Just keep these. We'll just put a sticker and give it to them.
These are MCHP. Some of them are. Sachi Gupta, is there a Sachi in college?
Sachi Gupta. Sachi Gupta.
Before the next round of certificates, I'd just like to briefly do my vote of thanks. I'd like to begin by thanking National Commission for Women for their generous funding and for helping me organize this event and for granting me the opportunity to have the discussion on two very important laws, the medical termination of pregnancy and domestic violence. I want to thank Colonel Prakash for providing me with the requisite non-teaching staff who could attend the event. I want to thank our director, Dr. Nikhil Govind, for allowing us to conduct this event in this premises. I want to thank our canteen. I want to thank Chef on Wheels for lunch, tea. And I want to thank the principal of MGM College, ma'am, who's with us, students of MGM College who could come and attend this program. And finally, I want to thank all the directors and the HODs and HOIs of MAHE MCH who gave permission for their students to come and attend this event. And this event would not have been successful without my volunteers. I want to specifically thank Komal, Shri, Nidhi, Pawan, Sireen, who helped me organize this event. I'm Amulya, Bidisha. I'm sorry if I've missed out any names, but thank you so much for making this event a huge success. Thank you.
Komal Badwe. Akanksha Sridhara. Aditi Paul. Uma Padmasola. Shriya Adhikari. Pawan Kumar. Adarsh Singh. Abhiram Kuchibhotla. Madhumita G. Brinda Mukherjee. Vashita. Vashita. Serene George. Vidisha Mitra. Udisha Vijay. Amulya Raghavan. Samara. Michelle Lobo. Alicia Vaz. Abhirami. Iman Siddiq. Bhanushri. Fatima Rafiq. Elizabeth Abraham. Riya Sakardande. Shashmata Vani K. Lakshmi Gumadi. Divya KB. Selza Kumari. Pallavi NB. She's not here. Avni Bharadwaj. Aparna Manoj. Arpita Reddy. Jishnu Goswami. Robin Johnson. Robin Johnson.
Kritika is not here.
Kritika. Kritika. Astrid. Not here. Madhumita A. Madhumita A. Yeah.
Yes, all in.
Sonia S. Lavya Joshi. Ganga Niranjan. Ganga Niranjan. Sagarika Williams. Sohini Mukherjee. Sohini Mukherjee. Apurv Shandilya. Shalini Gupta. Nidhi Panikkar. Devanshi Srivastava. Devanshi Srivastava. Sadhvi Hegde. Shreya Rajvanshi. Jay Aditya Vittal. Sara Hussain. Anjali Boban. Ashna Vishwanathan.
Thank you, Ketki. Thank you so much for helping us out.